Welcome. You are now in Ray's Juke Joint, and you are tuned in to the Pickoff Show. This is a baseball show. That's all we talk about. And I'm always here with my guy, Eric. How you feeling today? I know you was out earlier.
Good, yeah. A little Labor Day. We went and did a little SAC museum, Strategic Air Command here, not too far from my house. Bellevue's an Air Force base. So they got a nice little museum down there of some of the old warplanes and that kind of stuff. It's pretty neat.
Well, that's what's up, man. It's good to have a day off. We're not doing it from the office today, which is crazy. So
yeah, I know.
yeah,
It's nice.
yeah. I'm always in my office now that I set this up down here. I still got a lot more work to do to get this thing set up the way I want it, but it just comes with time. Before we get started, I do want to say that I am not used to having the University of Iowa Hawkeyes with a quarterback.
Yeah, a little different, huh? A little different.
What the hell is happening?
At halftime, I was like, I don't think nothing's changed. And scored 5 touchdowns in one half. Like, I don't know if you saw some of the stats, but it was crazy. Like, they caught more wide receiver touchdowns in the second half than they did all last year and stuff. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah, I saw it, and I said, well, it's going to be a good year for Eric if this holds up, because it's something I know you're not used to. For sure.
No. I mean, the defense is going to be as good as always. And if they can score it all, they'll hold their own.
Yeah, that's the thing about your team, and we don't call I just said we don't talk about baseball, but
that's all right.
Football is starting. I got my Bear shirt on. I'm excited about their season, but I know like we talked a lot, and we probably need to just do a few more with Elise, bring her back and just talk college ball with her again, as the season progresses, because that was fun always when we did, especially when Iowa and Illinois and Michigan and all those guys all play each other.
Then the Big Ten is so different. I mean, looking at like Oregon and Washington and UCLA and USC.
I can't wait. I can't wait till they start playing Big Ten football.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so dope. Yeah, but anyway, let's just get into the name of the show is The White Sox Are Making Unfortunate History. Unfortunate history. Eric, they're pathetic.
Yeah. They're going to go down as the worst team ever. I mean, I don't know. As a fan, I really don't. To be honest, it really doesn't bother me. I mean, if you don't make the playoffs, I mean, what's the difference?
We had this up last week, and it's just, and we didn't win a game this week, like we didn't win a game the week before we made this banner right here. So
well, I hate to tell everybody, but we kind of told them managers don't matter. Like, it really doesn't make a difference. If you can change in size more, you can change in whatever you want. He can be a more cheerful, a better guy in a microphone, but talent wins baseball games. It is not necessarily managers. But
Mark Potash put this out. They're the worst team in baseball history, but since 2013, they are 792 to 1,025 losses of 43% winning percentage, second worst record in MLB behind the Marlins. They only been 10 plus games back after June 30th for 630 of 790 games since it's so it's so hard to even read that. Like, Eric, that's just there's no words for it. That's just bad. I mean,
I mean, I don't even know. There's so much blame you could probably throw around. But unfortunately, they're our squad, and it is what it is. And we just got to figure out what to do to get back into at least not losing 120 like we're going to lose this year or more.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunate news, but I guess we should be happy that it happened now towards the end of the year, so he'll be ready. Drew Thorpe went down with an elbow, had to get some bone spurs or some cleanup in the elbow. Avoid Tommy John. That's a good thing.
Yeah, it sounds like he'll be ready for spring training. So I mean, right now that's all you're really hoping for is, to be honest with you, is nobody gets hurt.
Yeah, so that just kind of leads into like where I wanted to go today. Like, even though we're going to lose 120 plus games, you know what I'm saying? I feel help is on the way. And I think we just need to just start talking about how the help is going to help us, in the future. So I want to just go here, Eric. this time I didn't show Eric. I didn't tell Eric what we were going to be talking about. But this happened, right? He came up. Oh, I'm sorry. Here it is. Brian Ramos was optioned to Charlotte because he came up one day, right?
Yeah.
Back down, and I hit you instantly and was like, "What the fuck are they doing?"
Yeah, and we both agreed we had to be missing something, and we were a little bit. Like, they were uneven. Like, you have to carry 13 pitchers, whatever. They were uneven. He evened them out for a day. I was kind of surprised for the call-up, like, a little bit, just because they wanted to give Vargas time at third.
Right.
So, like, what was Ramos going to do, or whatever. Like, it's more important that he go ahead and just plays and keeps playing down there than it is him sitting on the bench and playing every third or fourth day up here, like he's been up here before. So, yeah, they caught him up for a day to even out the roster and send him back down. But the thing that I don't like about it is, where's the communication? Why have the man go through the clubhouse interviews that we saw, like Merck and stuff, doing, if you know that he was turning on and going back down? Like, where's the communication? Like, why even go through the dog and pony show? Like, that's what I don't get. It makes it look like one hand don't know what the other hand's doing.
Yeah, but at least he goes back down. He goes back down and he just continues to rake. He's on a 14-game streak, as of yesterday. Shout out to Future Sox. That's our guy. So he just keeps raking. And he was our number 10 player on our
He was the last guy on.
We love Brian Ramos, and we just look forward to next year. So once again, help is on the way, right?
Yeah,
help is on the way. And then we had this happen.
Yep.
And White Sox Twitter was uneven about this move, and we kind of wanted to touch on something about it. Eric, what did we kind of talk about? Between you and I, we kind of just said the White Sox are doing this for a particular reason. What was that?
Yeah, I mean, there's just a giant misunderstanding. People don't quite understand the 40-man roster and what it means to activate someone, when they have to be activated by, what happens the second they're activated. Well, like, when we traded for Arte here, he was already on the Padres 40. So when you trade for somebody that's already on their 40, they have to become on your 40. It's no different than when we traded for the two guys from the Marlins, from the Roach and the reliever, that we did, just both of those guys got called up too. They're already on your 40.
Right.
So the last thing you're going to do in the last month is put somebody on your 40, because once they're on, two things happen. They have to stay on, or you have to DFA. You have to cut them.
Right, and we were talking about, we got one player right now that's like out of options, and we think he's going to get DFA, which is
And then the other thing that happens is, and this is going to lead it right into that. The other thing that happens is, once you put somebody on the 40, they now have 3 years and 3 years only, and they have to be on the 26, and they have to make it. So, like, now, the guy you were just talking about, Lenyn Sosa, he is out of options after this year. So he has to stay on a 26-man rotation. Like, I mean, we should probably go all the way back. So what happens is, when a guy is drafted or internationally signed, if you're 18 years or younger, you have 5 years and you have to be on the 40-man roster.
Right.
If you're 19 or over, you have 4 years and you have to be on a 40-man roster, or you're eligible to be sniped for the Rule 5.
Absolutely.
Right now, the White Sox have 3 interesting choices. Colson Montgomery's up. I'm assuming they're going to protect him. Sean Burke's up. I don't know. That'll be interesting to see what they do.
I think he's Rule 5, but continue.
Jared Kelly, the guy who was drafted in the second round behind Crochet back in the COVID year, because they recently moved the bullpen. They just put him in a AAA. He's also up. So there's 3 guys that aren't on the 40 that, if they didn't want other teams to have a crack at them, they would have to add to the 40 come the regular season, 5 days after the regular season ends. So they'll have a little bit of decisions to make there. Now, the reason why a lot of people don't take players in the Rule 5, let's just say Sean Burke or Montgomery, is if a team claims them, they have to be on their 26th. their active major league roster the entire year. You can never send them down to the minors. And so if like Burke maybe being ready, Kelly probably not ready, Montgomery don't look like he's ready, like they would have to keep him up on the major 26 all entire year, or they got to return him to Chicago. So like those are kind of the choices that some guys are up against. But you would never want to add guys that aren't already on the 40 that you have time to add on the 40 for so many reasons. So like, especially going to this offseason. I mean, great chance Robert getting traded still. Great chance Crochet is getting traded still. Any free agencies you wanted to sign, any types of moves, you need those 40-man spots open. What if you traded Crochet for 3 guys that's on a 40-man roster from another team? Like, you have to have the open spots. You know, what if you want to sign – I'll give you a perfect example. People calling for, like, Jake Etter. By the way, I'm a fan of his. I think he's actually going to be better than Bush. I think he makes a rotation some, you know, maybe not next year, maybe the year after, but he's not on the 40. We don't have to rush to put him on the 40. I'll give you an example of why you wouldn't do it. If you put him on the 40 to bring him up for these last few days, 25 days, he pitches twice or 3 times. Now, in the offseason, you couldn't sign somebody that you were thinking about signing for a 1 year, flip them for a prospect and stuff because Etter's got a position blocked on the 40-man that you don't need to have. So you could sign somebody like, I don't know, like I'll give you an example. Maybe Michael Conforto, who's going to be a free agent. He's probably going to sign a 1-year deal. You could sign him, wait till the deadline, flip him for a prospect, and then go ahead and bring up Etter for the second. Like, he would never block spots. And I just think people just don't quite understand what happens, how you can mismanage your roster really poorly if you start blocking 40-man roster spots. You end up DNFAing people you don't want to have to get rid of.
Yeah, you had an interesting back and forth with one of our friends, Gonzo.
Yeah.
And I think Gonzo understands. I think he's just a little bit more. He's a little bit more what's the word? Googly-eyed and wants to see the young guys come up and play rather than think about actually 40-man roster construction / time manipulation, things of that nature.
Yeah, you know? And that's a lot of people, you know, and the problem though is you just can't do that. I mean, it would be for any of our exciting guys that maybe are coming up, it would really hold back certain moves that are possible.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, why would we, you know, his whole point was, and shout out to Gonzo over on the Blackout Show with Ozzy Jr. and Justin and Slav. I said that crazy. If you hear that, Slav, don't worry about it. They do a great job over there on their show. So, you know, but at the end of the day, like, I think Gonzo and you were the interaction y'all was having was very informative. If people would actually read that thread, you kind of see what that was going on, because like, you want to bring up somebody that you think need a little MLB time, right? Jake Etter, for example, like you said. And then at the end of the day, like you said, you're not going to want to block a roster spot, you know, going into the next year or into the offseason for, hey, let's see how he does at the MLB level. Like,
and then, you know, he's probably starting the minors next year. Like, why would I clog a spot there that I could be grabbing a 1-year free agent that I could possibly flip for prospects later?
Yeah, I mean, and like you said, the whole thing started with the Iriarte promotion. He didn't agree with it. I loved it. I understood it. You understood it. But I think he didn't remember that he was already on the 40 from the team we got him from.
Yeah, so and one other point too that
go ahead.
I think is important. Yeah, so Arrieta was already on the 40. So they called up him and they called up Zach DeRoche, whatever.
Oh yeah,
right?
DeLoach, yeah, he was already on.
DeLoach, he's already on the 40. So like they just added extra firepower. They didn't hurt anything. They didn't add anybody before. They were already on it, and so that just makes sense.
Yeah.
But like, one other thing that I've seen a little bit that just a deeper level of understanding too is like, I've seen people call for like cutting somebody like Chris Flexen or cutting somebody that's on these 1-year deals. You cannot do that as an organization.
Right.
When you are signing 1-year players, like if I make a commitment to you, Ray, you're coming to pitch for your career. You offered to come pitch for my team for your career to try to get a contract next year. If you start hacking and slashing guys that are actually semi-producing 1 year just to move them, no 1 year player is ever going to sign with you in the future because they know that your commitment to them doesn't mean anything.
Right.
So when you sign like a Flexen and he's been serviceable, to be honest with you, like he's fine.
But he wasn't Fetty.
Right. But he wasn't good enough to get traded.
Fetty's value. So people we're talking about the guys that he signed at the beginning of the year for 1 year deals.
Yeah.
Fetty built value over the time that he was here. Made the value. And we flipped it. Flexing.
Because he had another year of cheap control too, right?
Yeah, right.
And Getz did a good job with that because he got prospects for Robbie Grossman, he got prospects for Pham, he got prospects for Fetty, he got the shortstop,
right?
DeJong, he got prospects for him, so that's going to be a big part of the White Sox culture again in this offseason. So how you handle those 1 year guys, you have to be a welcoming place if they're going to get a chance to play, compete for their livelihood and for their future contracts. Because Flexen ain't pitching just for this year and be done. He's hoping that he can land on their contract next year. And you can't just be cutting those guys. You're never going to get the 1 year guys to sign for you. And it's such a huge part of how you build a team. It matters a lot. So that's important.
Yeah. So another thing that I wanted to show is this Iriarte's before he got called up. This is what he did. 5 for 6, 5 of his 6 innings. The fifth, he strikes out the first 2, allows 5 singles, 4 runs, and strikes out the last 6 inning pitches, 5 runs, 4 earned, 8 hits, 1 walk. But he strikes out 6 on 53 strikes and 86 pitches. So he's just a stud, in my opinion. He's going to show what he can do up here out the bullpen. People are like, why are we bringing him up, putting him in the bullpen? Why would you want to try to stretch him out right now? I don't understand. But it is a thing where people are not getting why he got brought up. But I hope we explained it well enough for the viewers that are watching. Understand that once again, help is on the way. But before we keep moving on, I did want to touch on one thing you and I had a conversation on. What did we talk? Oh, Rookie of the Year eligibility.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pull up something, and I wanted to kind of talk about it just a little bit because there's a team and their fans are rabid fans. They are the most insane fan base outside of so right now Jason Dominguez is not up with the Yankees, and we just talk about this just because so we can kind of touch on why some people don't get called up when they are in their window. Jason Dominguez, if you don't know, he's the fucking alien. He's a fucking monster prospect, but he will retain his rookie status for 2025, provided he does not exceed 130 career bats. He has 35 right now. Keeping his rookie status for 25 allows the Yankees to receive a draft pick. This is the most important part. After the first round, if in 2026, if Dominguez wins the 2025 AL Rookie of the Year award. So, what does all that mean, Eric?
Yeah, so this is very important. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to see it all over White Sox Twitter, but it's not going to happen. People are going to be like, just call up Hagen Smith. Just call up Noah Schultz.
That's what I wanted to get to. Go ahead. We always here, bro.
Same man. They're going to just call them up. Let them get experience. Let's let them learn. Let's let them do some stuff. It ain't going to happen. They're both going to get service time manipulation, and they're both going to get Rookie of the Year simulation because they're both going to probably be in those conversations. Harder for pitchers to win, but not impossible for pitchers to win.
You're going to see it this year.
But yeah, Skeens might win. I don't know. Merrill's kind of taken off a little bit, but I mean, you're going to see the same thing coming up now when these White Sox come up. So if you don't understand it now, it's important you study it. You understand what it can mean for organizations. You're basically getting like you said, end of round 1, top 40 draft pick in conversations for winning Rookie of the Year. So holding that eligibility matters. It's part of the new agreement on the CBA in the last deal. So you're going to see it. You've seen it no different than why do you think that Junior Jr. wasn't up earlier for Tampa Bay?
Right.
Why do you think they waited for him? There's reasons behind. Why do you think Mayo has been kind of held back?
Yeah, he just
in Baltimore. He's back up now, but he'll probably stay under the 135 bats.
Mm-hmm.
These are the moves. If you want to have opinions on what the White Sox should do from a front office standpoint, you better learn this stuff. Otherwise, you just look foolish as far as I'm concerned. You put up a deal because it makes sense.
Yeah, and it's like you want to have a horse in that race or be eligible to even get that draft pick because of you have multiple players on your team in that window.
I'll give you another example. The Baltimore Orioles called up Jackson Holiday pretty early.
Yes.
They wanted to see what was going to happen. They wanted to see if he could possibly win Rookie of the Year.
Right.
They realized that he wasn't quite ready. He needed more time. He was struggling pretty bad. So they just sent him back down to go ahead and be able to save his service time, be able to save his deal. But they gave him a chance to win Rookie of the Year. Now, he won't be rookie eligible next year because he's going to get over the at-bats. But they make sure they didn't screw up his service time. He's still going to have the 6 years because they sent him back down to the minor league.
Right.
So, that's another game. You're going to see these games played or whatever. There's no reason to burn early roster spots for Schultz, for Hagen Smith, for any of these bullpen guys you want to see. The White Sox are going to use those two for 1-year deals, for trades, for stuff like that to turn into bigger prospects to keep stacking up on the farm. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, and I agree. I totally agree with all of that. So let's keep it moving. I just wanted to touch on that because I know a lot of people, and especially my boy Justin, our friend Justin, he's been waiting on Jason Dominguez to come up for his fantasy squad all year. It's just not going to happen, don't look like. So,
no, they ain't.
Yeah.
They might. If somebody gets hurt, will they bring him up that last week and keep him under the at-bats? Possible. But once they go past September 1st, they can't be on the playoff roster. So, he's probably staying down.
Yeah. And so, like I said, the theme of right now, we're losing 120 plus games. But help is on the way. They will get here eventually, right? Another guy.
And let's talk about what you're going to see, right? So their season is going to end before the playoff ends, right? First and foremost, you'll see the manager search go down. They'll have 5 days after the World Series is completed to non-tender some people. I'll give you a really interesting name that might be non-tendered.
Who?
Oscar Colas. He's only going to have 1 year left. Are you going to hold another 40-man roster spot for him when it seems like LaRoche is fasting? And you have Fletcher, and you're going to be trading for other guys? Maybe they hold him 1 more year because he will have 1 more year options. But that could be an interesting deal. Then we'll get to see what they do with Montgomery, Burke, and Kelly, if they add any of them to 40, or if they're going to go ahead and leave them open for the Rule 5. You'll have the Rule 5 down to winter meetings. Sox will hire a manager probably before the winter meetings. They're going to look to trade Crochet and Robert again. They're going to look to try to find players they can get on a 1-year deal. What type of player is that? Think about somebody that maybe wants to prolong their career. Maybe somebody that wants to stick in a starting rotation. Maybe somebody that's a hold guy that wants to become a closer. Maybe Chris Martin for Boston. We could pay him and make him the closer spot. And if he lights up here, he would be a great trade candidate down the road.
There's 2 guys. There's 2 guys in Milwaukee that fit that bill for me.
That's what I'm saying. So
Iams and McGill.
So guys that are up that maybe want to move into the closer spot, or they want a chance to close, they want a chance to start, and you think you can do it. Those are the type of guys that are going to want to. The Sox are going to want to try to talk them in because we can offer them a spot to play. And then you saw what relief pitching got at this deadline. It's going to get a big return again next deadline. It always does.
Yeah.
So they'll be stocking up on those kind of guys throughout the meetings. I could see them maybe making 1 multi-year signing or so, kind of stacking a guy to build around as well. But more than likely, that's not coming until the year after this year, in my opinion.
Yeah. So I think that's a great point. And I think a lot of people are missing certain aspects of how to just go about fixing the problem that we have on 35th and Shields. There's a lot of ways to attack it, but they may not like it. Yeah, we're losing, but it seems like Chris Getz in the front office has a plan. And
it's a lot more in sync. Same type of players, I like what they traded for.
Right.
Same type of attributes. The age gap that we called for the draft.
Right.
The people they traded for were right in that same sweet spot. You're going to see one more year of that. You're going to see some 1-year contracts they're going to try to flip. I hope they're a little more higher talent than what like Pham was,
right,
and what DeJong was. Maybe some guys 1 year, 10-year million, 1 year, $15 million deals.
Yeah,
I think you'll see them spin in the bullpen this year. Not so much because they're worried about winning, but just because of value that it can bring you at the trade deadline, and we can offer people high leverage spots to give them a chance to prove themselves.
absolutely,
and can extend their career. So, like, I think you'll see some of that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, he got hit in the face.
Don't forget, you'll have the international draft too, right? In January, that'll be big.
I want to get into a couple more players that are, you know, just intriguing. Known names and little known names. Here it comes. So, you know, this is our guy. You know, this guy, he just rakes. He just keeps raking. That was a double. I didn't get the video, but shout out to Future Sox. I didn't get the video, but 405 feet, dead center, off the wall. You know, like 5 inches more, and it's five inches higher. It would have been a home run. So that's one guy, George Walcott. You know, that's our guy.
And it's been pretty impressive with him too lately. Like you and I have been discussing in the chat, seeing 8 pitch at bat walks, 9 pitch at bat walks. Like that's going to be big for him because he cannot be K'ing 35% of the time. Like he just cannot. So
and he's still slapping it to the other field too. So
and just seeing him with that lefty stroke in the opposite field bleachers, it just gives me such flashbacks and hope. For sure, he's like you said, that's a guy that I'm finally excited about for White Sox that can make a big difference.
And I did get this guy. This is my guy. Well, he started to become both of our guys, but this is one.
On the way, this one lifted in the left. Vaquero takes a horrible angle. It bounces and hits the wall. Miller Green scores. Here comes Drake Logan.
You know who that was?
Yeah. I mean, he was just missed on our top 10 list or whatever.
That was Gerald Perez. If the people don't know, that was Gerald Perez.
Yeah, he acquired the Dodgers trade. He's got good power. He's got good pop, and he's got patience. So
he's got just a solid hit to him.
Yeah. But I shared some of the stuff earlier in the year that had him on my radar when he was with the Dodgers with you, you know, or whatever, about plus 200 ISO, you know, or whatever.
He's one of the highest WRC pluses in the minors.
Yeah.
You know, so like weighted runs created, he's on that list with some of the other big names.
I mean, you're like I said, and if you're thinking about guys that the White Sox might go after, like you're gonna, if you think that I'm talking trade routes, not necessarily 1-year signings, but like they're gonna have to have that patience at the plate. They're gonna have to have the ability to hit the ball in the zone. They're gonna have to not chase. I mean, you can tell that's the kind of style that he's after. And he's adding more and more guys to that mix. You could see it in the draft.
Yeah, but you know,
trade.
But you know, we did have this happen also, Eric. One day we got, so it seems like I don't know if they did this intentionally, but they synced up our number 1 and number 2 prospects.
Yeah,
they synced them up on the same day. Hagen didn't have such a great day. I think he went. What did he do? Let's see. He did. He went
little over 2 innings, I think.
Yeah, little over 2 innings. He allowed 1 run on 2 hits. He hit 2 people and had 1 walk and only 1 strikeout. But he didn't look lost.
No,
you know, I actually went back and actually watched that game. He didn't look lost. So yeah, he moved up. You know, he moved up to well, I guess he never did play rookie ball, but he's here now trying to find his way with the dash.
Straight high A, and you got to remember he's at the tail end of his innings max stuff too. He pitched a full slate for the SEC all summer, so like they're trying to be real careful, trying to keep him active, you know, or whatever. But you'll probably see something next year where Schultz probably starts and maybe in triple, and Hagen probably might join him, or he for sure starts in double, you know, or whatever.
Yeah, well, since we're talking Noah, I just want us to bask in his outing on that day. I just want us to bask in it. It's a little long, but just
that's all right. Let's do it.
Just fucking enjoy.
Back to work. in there for a called strike 3, and there's one out. He'll come back to him. And he got him with a breaking ball on the outside corner and a swing and a miss. Many 6'9" pitchers in players even in the game. That was, I don't know, he put on the brakes. Somebody did, and that's a called strike 3. The 3-2. Wave and a miss, strike 3. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ready with the upper and a swing and a miss, strike 3. On the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And another 1-2-3 inning. The Lookouts go down in order. 7th strike.
Yeah. I mean,
come on.
That is plays. I mean, that letter high fastball, top of the zone, then a disappearing slider, like, you know, who does it look like? It looks like Crochet. It looks like Sale. It looks like, you know, whatever. Like, if he can command that top of the zone with his frame and have that disappearing slider, like, I mean, Rodon had a banner year with us doing almost that exact same thing.
Yep. And pretty much the same arm slot as Rodon, too.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to bask in that a little bit because Noah had a great outing. He had 8.
And he's flying up the rated charts. Like, he probably is going to end up being, you know, top 10 in some. I saw as high as 13 in some, but like he deserves it. Like he's a guy you expect day one just to start blowing people away. And you're talking about 6 years of a top of the rotation arm.
Yeah. And this is the funny part. So he's coming, but like we're always looking at the future, right? We're always looking at the future. And we're talking about flipping prospects and I'm not flipping prospects, but flipping talent and trying to hit. And you shared something with me about this guy, and I was just like, yes, this is what we need. But matter of fact, he just walked for the second time today because they just stopped pitching to him.
And shoots this one deep into left center field. Well tagged, and that baby is...
Hold on. I want to go back. I just that crack of the bat on this one was insane. One more time.
All right.
One more time. Just the sound.
And shoots this one deep into left center field. Well tagged, and that baby is gone.
So those who don't know, that I mean, he's just a stud, you know.
I mean, you're talking about him,
Jackson Churio.
Jackson Churio. You're talking about
Jackson Merrill.
James Wood. You're talking Junior and James Wood. You're probably looking at top 30, top 3 round pick straight.
Yeah.
No, you know, straight next year, straight 1 year deals. That's the kind of talent they had. And they should have been 1-2 in our draft. But I mean, Wyatt obviously should have been up there as well. But I mean, what you've seen, what Wood has done, and you've seen what Junior's done. Like,
yeah,
it's just a different level. These guys are fully ready. They're ready to contribute day one. It's not a learn up at the big leagues type environment anymore. They're ready.
Yeah, like we talked about Junior, and he hit that bomb. But you got to remember, once again, we're talking about manipulation of the 40-man roster.
Yeah,
the Rays just do a great job at it anyway. So
they writ the book on how to do this. They've been, you know, they're not going to do it this year, but we knew it'd be a tough year. But I mean, the injury profiles they had on the pitching mound alone, like, was going to make it tough for them to compete. But they've been beating the Yankees on a $60 million payroll and the Red Sox for a decade.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they've lost so much front office talent around the league because everybody's trying to get a copy of the blueprint that they're doing.
Yeah.
They're the staple of the organization, how organizations should be ran. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, and then, like I said, this guy, we talked about this guy who just got walked a couple times. That was Caminero.
Yeah.
But this is what we talked about. Jackson Churio, you know, we hope that this is our group chat. I mean, our chat together. You know, this guy's hitting 338 since the All-Star break, 7 home runs, 24 RBIs, 8 stolen bases. like I said, they just walked him twice today.
He's 20 years old and never played AAA. They skipped him and they signed him to a long-term deal and put him in the pros this year.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, and if people aren't paying attention, what did I tell you the other day? Like, if you and I won the lottery and we bought the White Sox, what organization did I tell you I'd steal every executive from?
Milwaukee.
Yeah. Listen, if you're not following what Milwaukee's doing as a blueprint for an organization right now, you're fooling yourselves.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that they sent Corbin Burns packing in the middle and still winning the division.
Yep.
Still got stuff for him. You look at their farm system, Cheerios technically can still be in it. You're talking about Brock Wilken. You're talking about Cooper Pratt. You're talking about Luke Adams. You're talking about the pitcher. Who's the Jacob?
Mizorowski.
Yeah, Mizorowski. You're talking about.
They just brought up Ty Black.
Jesus made. Like, you're talking, that organization is absolutely on fire.
Yeah, they just brought up Ty Black yesterday.
Yeah, yeah. He don't even get mentioned anymore. Like, and he should be the top of the list. Like, that organization, what they are doing there on a mid-market budget should be your blueprint. Like, if I told you, if we won the Powerball somehow about the White Sox, I'd be stealing every one of their organizations, scouts, all the way down. You name it.
Yep, agreed. Yeah, they're killing it. They're killing it. But that's just a little insight. Or if we talk baseball every day, all day. That's all we do is talk about this game. Yeah. So here's another thing before we move on to the fun part of the show. And we're still talking about the White Sox being the worst team in history, but never fret, guys. Like, yeah, be mad, give Jerry the finger, don't go to the games, whatever. I don't care how you protest this terrible team this year, but give them a couple years. There is help on the way. Here's a couple little known names down on the farm that me and Eric have kind of discussed. Okay. So this guy right here, right? His name is Aldrin Bautista. He was in high A, had 6 strong innings, right? 4 stars since the promotion to high A, 21 innings, 3 runs, 13 hits, 23 strikeouts. He's not being talked about.
No, he's getting swallowed up in the, all the other prospects' names, but he's coming as well.
Exactly.
I know the future Sox guys, Elijah, and those guys can't talk highly enough about him.
Yep. I mean, that's just like,
Daniel, etc. Right? Like,
there's names that no one's talking about because they're getting flooded by Hagen Smith.
Even Bush, Thorpe, all these Cannon, all these guys that are up now, are stealing some of the thunder, but there's more arms to come.
Yeah. It's not like it's going to keep stopping. And then there's a guy that I didn't know till you showed me this guy.
Yeah.
Rafael Alvarez from Cuba, 19 years old, playing rookie ball right now.
Yeah.
Raw power.
From Cuba.
Yeah.
Yep. And he absolutely smashed that pitch, if you can go find the video. But they signed the big kid Herrera, who was supposed to have, some of the best power in last year's draft. Like, that's the whole thing. What can you do again in the international prospect draft? I hope we see the similar things we had the last couple of years.
Right.
Maybe a couple of headliners and like 12 or 13 wild cards. That's what you want to see.
Yeah.
Sign. You want a bunch of guys, spend your budget. Maybe you have 2 headliners and you go on a deal. And then let's go see what we can get for Crochet and Robert. And let's see if we can build a little team that we can flip for some more prospects. And maybe, like I said, you could see an anchor guy. I could see an anchor guy maybe in a multi-year contract that you think is going to be part of the club. Like, I don't want to beat it to death, but the White Sox really still have a shortstop. I mean, Willie Adames is a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It would cost you probably 6 years, $130, but like, is that the guy, the cornerstone, somebody you can sell the future to? Like, like everybody sees the arms coming. I mentioned to you a while back, like, I think Max Fried is a very interesting play for the White Sox.
Right, true. We did talk about Max being
just because he's left-handed, a little bit more craft, not as much power, but like having him be on a squad, 4 or 5 year deal, be with Hagen and Schultz coming up, like, yeah. I'm sorry, fucking Freddie just gave Pajes another home run. So Pajes, the only 2 runs of the game for the Cardinals is Pajes homers. Now I was just gonna tell you, like Freddie seems to be hitting a little bit of a sweet spot.
He did a stride. He is on a stride. He's getting.
Yeah.
He's been on a nice little run until Pieheads comes up the fucking bat.
The backup catcher double dinging you on a Labor Day Monday, right? Yeah.
God damn. Like the only 2 runs of the game are those 2 home runs. Thing, bro. I'm sorry. I'm watching the games as we're talking, and hopefully we're done before the Diamondbacks, Dodgers, and the rest of the 3:00 games. Because ain't nobody watching the White Sox anyway. So
no.
Yeah, I just need Freddie to get out this inning. He's top of the 5th, with 1 out.
How many pitches?
He's at 81 pitches right now.
Yeah.
I think he'll get out of it. I mean, we're gonna get. Hopefully, we get the win. At least I'll get a win out of it.
Yeah.
And so that just leads us right into it because Freddie's my guy in fantasy.
Right.
And we're just gonna start talking about fantasy now because we're done talking about the White Sox. But help is on the way. Never fret. Thank you guys for bearing with us through all that White Sox talk. Let's get into the fun stuff, Eric. The stuff that we love, the stuff that we've been going through. We're number 6 in Yahoo, but like I told you before, I just stopped caring about that since they're gonna.
I haven't even made a move in a while over there. I mean, It was pretty deflating. We asked for the worst team.
Yep.
Then we made trades early to stack draft capital for next year.
Mm-hmm.
We had 4 first-round picks and an extra 3rd-round pick.
Yep.
And we're in 3rd and 4th place. Yep. Then they decided that next year they're just going to scrap it and redraft. And I'm like, well, I wouldn't have traded away all this capital to get 3 extra first-round draft picks if I would have known we were going to scrap it. But it is what it is. I'm looking forward to playing against those guys. Those guys have been in the game a long time. It's a roto league. It's a lot. I mean, it's going to require, the best of our knowledge. So I am looking forward to playing against them, but this year was just kind of a waste.
Yeah. But I mean, let's just talk about this though. So hold on, let me get this out of here. Put this up. Playoffs, baby. So this is the last week of our home fantasy league. This is the Scumbag Classic. We are right now, Eric and I are where are we? Did I not put it up here? Oh, that's whack. I guess I didn't put it up. All right, I'll get it. Hold on. That's gonna take but a second. Hold on. It'll take just a second to grab this. Hold on. It'll take a hot second. I need to put this up because right now, there it is. E-Class number 1, Major Survivors number 2. The rest of the field is lagging behind. So I mean, this is pretty good for us as a brand. We are number 1 and number 2 in our home league. It's a head-to-head league, 12 teams, points league, and as you can see, Eric and I are pretty much dominating. I won my last matchup against Dodgers Duke this past week. Eric, you won your matchup against
Ken.
Yeah. Cool. And then you and I played the week before, head to head, and I beat you. I beat you head to head. So, and my team couldn't fucking miss. They couldn't miss, and this week they missed.
Yeah, I mean that's what makes head to head more fun. Like on any given week, any given time, like stuff can happen. But
stuff can happen.
I mean, I guess the only good thing I could tell people from this league is the good thing the Pickoff Show don't have 3 or 4 more people, or like none of them would make the playoffs. Good thing we only have 2.
That's true. Like we're really like, I'm not tooting my own horn, but I studied my ass off.
You're the most improved player by a bazillion. You didn't even make the playoffs last year.
I didn't even make the playoffs last year. Now I'm
what you've learned and how you manipulated your roster this year, and people don't even realize, like, your first round pick was Kyle Tucker, who pretty much hasn't been playing.
Yeah, but
and you're still, you're in a great spot to end up getting the bye.
Yep. I get Kyle Tucker back. They said Wednesday or Thursday, so I can't wait. Kyle Tucker comes back to the Survivors, and you, my friend, have to make a decision with Ketel Marte coming back.
Yeah, he's coming back same time. They're talking about either this series or the series after.
Yeah.
I mean, and we talked a little bit about it in our chat, but like, this is a great time. If you are one of the unfortunate people that missed the playoffs, or you are rebuilding, or you are trying to become competitive next year, be paying attention to those waiver wires, because like guys like Ray and I, for example, we got to cut people that should be on rosters because we're focused on the playoffs and it's a little bit different roster construction. So like, I cut two guys. I got one on back, but like two guys that I'm high on, Lodolo and Jared Jones.
Yeah, you got Lodolo back. But then somebody came and scooped up Jared this morning.
Yeah, I picked him back up because he was on injured reserve. It would cost me a roster spot to have him. I can just put him on my IR right now. Yeah. So like, I went ahead and scooped him back up. But Asinine was quick on the trigger to go get Jared Jones, and he should. He's trying to rebuild for next year, and the guy's a monster. He 100%. And there's going to be more. So if you are in Dynasty Baseball, be watching who the leaders are cutting right now. It's a great way to strengthen your roster.
Yeah, because I'm going to have to make a decision. I have to cut somebody for Kyle Tucker, but I need to keep arms in the bullpen / coming off, for holes and saves. So I have to cut somebody that's good.
Yep.
Because
that's the trick of our league, right? We're holding on to whole guys versus hold on to somebody like Jared Jones. But like the way this thing plays out, the championship's worth more than and I believe we both believe in our ability to go find the next Jared Jones. I mean, you've already found so many deals that I'm pitching waiver wires. Like, I think I got one too with Ryan Nelson, but like the work that you've done there has been amazing. So you have to believe in your talent to go out and find another one. And, but this is a great spot for people earning it to capitalize.
Yeah, I just I got Schwelly, you got Jared. You got Lodolo, I got Aaron Getty.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like if you actually knew what to look for, and I'm not gonna give. But the guy, if he's watching, he knows I watch his shit and I pay attention to what he puts up, and then I bounce it off of Savant, and I watch guys for about 4 or 5 stars, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to pick him up. There are 2 guys right now that you and I are just like,
I can't believe they're even out there. Like, in other leagues, they're not out there. But like in ours, like I said, I've been trying to preach because I want our league to be as competitive as can be.
Yeah.
Trades I made, I took some of the worst of it. We've given out free advice.
Yeah.
We've tried to help them. But like, there are 2 pitchers right now that should have 0 deals been on the free agency, and our league is not even paying attention. And but we get extra time to sit there and wait and try to figure it out till later. But like, I agree with you. Too many people are worried about trying to stream the next 40-year-old or guys like Ben Lively, or who else they always stream? Bassett. Like, or who's the other pitcher for the Cardinals? Kyle Gibson. And like, there's young phenoms sitting right here that are up and coming and growing.
Yeah.
Go do your homework. Go find these guys. That's how a dynasty is.
Yeah, you should have him. There's 2 guys that should be rostered. I don't have a spot for him right now going into the playoffs.
I don't either, but I tell you what, if they're still there come the end of the regular season, they're
swear
gone.
to God,
I'll cut a vet bat all day long. But I can't right now.
Hey, Eric, I'm cutting a vet pitcher for one of these young guys.
Yeah, of course.
If they're there, that the 34, 35-year-old pitchers that I have, they're gone.
Yeah. So you would never trade. Like, like, I'll give you an example. Like, Aaron Nola's getting traded, and I'm picking up somebody. One of these guys is what's going to happen.
Yeah, for sure. Like I just don't understand. But I think in our league, in our home league, a couple guys are ready to start making solid moves. They've been making solid moves. So I just think.
Listen, you know how it goes, and this is where I've given you credit. The first year, people made the playoffs. We only had 10-team league, and we took 60%.
Yep.
You and Ian were pissed off you guys didn't make it.
Yep.
Nick and I don't remember who else didn't make it. Maybe Bull. I can't remember. But, like, you guys are upset. You guys went up and adjusted. You guys have had great years. Now you're both going to make the playoffs. Some people that made it last year still thought they knew something, still thought that I made it last year. I know things. I can do it. Well, they got lapped. You guys put them behind them. And some people are like, it's starting to dawn on them after 2 years. Oh, man, I realized what I haven't been doing, or I haven't been putting in the work, or whatever the case. Like,
but
we'll see. And next year will be I mean, Ray and I aren't giving up on this, but next year you're going to have a little bit of a gap to maybe take advantage because when you and I start playing the big one, it's going to take some of our time.
It's going to take a lot of our time.
It's going to take a lot of our time. So, like, people can catch up a little bit, hopefully.
Yeah. So, but I'm not going to neglect home league ever. SBC is at the heart of.
Yeah, I mean, it's too much fun just to tell people what's going to happen and then have it happen. Like,
yeah.
Is anybody surprised that I'm going to win first place again? Did it shock anybody in the fucking world? Like, told you it's going to happen.
Yeah.
After about halfway, maybe
Oh,
1/3 of the way last
out.
year. Once I've learned, I've just been steamrolling the entire deal. Like sooner or later, somebody's going to have to start listening and paying attention, and a couple of people have, and it shows.
They're bringing Freddie back out with 82 pitches.
For the 6th?
Yeah, it's the 6th, top of the 6th.
And what's the score?
5-2. 5-2.
You just can't even get the first guy, and you might get your quality start.
We shall see.
We don't need no 9-pitch walk.
Well, he's going. I want to say he's going Burley, Contreras, and Goldschmidt. So I think that's what's coming up. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so
I wasn't watching who made the last out. It might have been
one lefty and a couple of righties. So
yeah, it might have been Burley. It might have been Burley made the last out. It might have been, but
if they get three righties, I mean they're trying to get him through this inning, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to get him through the inning.
Yeah. So maybe I'll get a win and quality start. Just gotta see what happens right here. But this week right here, Eric, you're playing. So this is what I said this morning. I said every game this week pretty much has some implications, right? I need to beat Ken to keep my number 2 status. I have to beat him.
Yeah.
But I don't have to beat him that bad because if you beat the number 2 team, which is Kirby Fully Loaded, I'm staying at 2. Me and you get to sit back next week and watch chaos happen.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a big one. So I have to win, and then you have to.
I basically just got to go even. If I go even, you got what, like 2 or 3 game lead on?
I got on the loss column. I'm only 1 game up on wins. But then the Dodger Duke Wolfpack Stoners, which is Duke and Ian, they might flip flop right here, depending on who wins. If you see, he's only 2 games back on losses,
and this should have been all different. If I was those 2, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, they should be pissed.
They should be 4 and 5, and Max should be 6.
Yep, Duke, and Ian should be pissed off because one of the teams missed their innings by a third of an inning.
Yeah, and had a starter yesterday that he didn't start.
He didn't start his starter yesterday, and I don't know why, but he didn't make his innings. Therefore, Mac won a 13-5 game when he was getting destroyed the whole time. And yes, Mac, you were getting destroyed. I know you said it was 10-7, but for the whole week and up until the time you fucking did that, it was 13-5. I don't hear that shit. But anyway, that's another time. But so then, the rivalry of 9 and Justin is happening. They're 7-8. They're not on the screenshot, but they're 7-8. And then Dan and Dre are 11 and 12, and one of them don't want to be the last place team. So it's all up in the air right there. So it's going to be a fun time this week to end the season, and then you and I go into the bye and just see what happens with that, man. So
I mean the bye is so crucial. I mean it means you're automatic top 4. One thing I do love the way our league is set up is it gets reseeded.
Yep.
So like, if the 6th seed gets through and I end up the 1 seed, which barring a miracle, I should end up the 1 seed. I would play the 6th seed. I get to play the worst seed that comes out. You would play the best seed that comes out.
Yep.
Of the next deal. But Caleb having to play the first week wasn't something that he was planning on.
No, he was not. But
right now, I think he would draw Ian's squad, which I think Ian's squad is actually the 4th best squad as it sits right now.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any debate.
Because at any point in time, Ian's squad can get hot and beat everybody.
And they're getting a little bit healthier, or whatever too. And I mean, if you're in the playoffs, you'd much rather draw Dre or you'd much rather draw Matt than you would draw Ian. Like, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, Duke, not Dre, Duke.
That's what I meant.
You'd much rather draw Duke or Mac.
Yeah, you'd rather draw Duke or you'd rather draw Mac.
I don't want to play Ian, but Ian, I don't know. We're going to see how it falls out.
That's why I'm hoping Ian smashes this week because I don't want him to be the lower seed because I would draw him.
Yeah. He just gave up a base hit to Donovan after getting the first out. So he got the first out, base hit for Donovan. That's 2 for Donovan. Donnie Baseball is my guy. I love him. He's on my team.
What's he at now? 90 pitches? 91?
Hold on. I gotta wait for the replay to go through. But before we get out of here, we finna get out of here, Eric. Before we get out of here, we did want to play a little game. This came out. He's at 98 pitches. God damn it.
Oh yeah, they might not let him finish.
Maybe he can induce a double play with Goldie.
Yeah, Goldie don't run so well anymore.
No, he don't. You definitely can get if you just get a grounder just to anybody. And
you need to have it over in like 3 or 4 pitches.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he just hit 99 just now, first pitch strike. But he touched 98, so I'm not too mad.
It feels good still then.
Yeah, it feels good. Well, it was 96. Well, that one was 94, swung through. So he's 0-2 against Goldsmith. All right, so let's get this game out the way. So this right here was something we saw on the so it's basically MLB prospects, right? It's MLB prospects, but then everybody at home can do the same game or just go to the page and do it or whatever. But what we saw was the prospects game, right? So basically you got $24 to build your team using our top 10 prospect by position. This is by MLB Pipeline. So you got $24 to build your team. How would you go about doing it? And the first thing I want to say before I do that, I think your very first thought should be grabbing one of the guys with the $5. Fuck, get him out the game. God damn it.
Hit a home run?
No, Goldie hit it to the fucking wall. Get him out the game, man.
2 outs?
No, just 1. No, he hit it to the wall, double.
Second, third?
Over the right field, yeah, over the right field.
Oh, boy.
Fucking get him out the 102 pitch. Get him out. Bring in somebody quick, Payets or somebody. Shit. All right. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm
This is hard for me to see, so I'm blowing this up.
Yeah, blow it up. Okay, so you got Caglione. You got hold on. See if I can blow it up my damn self. Who is that?
Like, let me just tell you, there's one guy on here that's.
But there's Basallo. Okay, so on the top right is Basallo, Caglione, Holiday, Caminero, I don't know. Mayer, yeah, Marcelo
Cruz,
Mayer, Dylan
Joby,
Cruz,
Schultz,
Jackson Joby, and Noah Schultz.
Yeah.
And then the number 4 is Ethan Salas, Oscar Isaac, Travis Bazzana. They took him out, thank God. Kobe Mayo, is that Williams?
Yeah, Williams, Tampa.
Oh yeah, Tampa, yeah. Walker Jenkins,
pitcher Dollander for Rockies.
Yeah,
our boy Hagen.
And then Hagen, goddamn, he's 4.
Yeah.
And then you got Kyle Till at the 3 at the top, number the $3 one. I don't know the guy from the A's.
That's that first baseman from the Wake Forest. He was like the number 5th pick.
Oh,
left-handed power hitter.
Okay. And then what's that? Trianos from the Cubs.
Yeah.
Shaw from the Cubs. Lawler. Max Clark, my guy. He's already on my team. Who is that?
That's Burns. That's that big pitcher. Also Wake Forest that was drafted this year.
Yep. Burns. And then White, the lefty from Miami, right?
Yep.
And then you got Dalton Rushing from that's the $2. Dalton Rushing. Kyle Manzardo, who hit 2 home runs yesterday?
Yeah. You got Luke.
Luke. Yep. Who is that?
Josh Young.
No, the younger brother, Jacob Young. Yep.
Yeah.
There's Brooks
That's
Lee.
your boy Brooks Lee, right?
Yep. Charlie Condon, Kay Horton, and then Matthews down there for St. Louis. And then in the $1 spot, you got is that Cuero?
Yep.
Okay.
That's not ours. That's a Brewers catcher.
Yeah, that's a Brewers catcher. And then Eldris, that's your boy.
Dude, yeah.
He shouldn't even be number $1.
How about him and Campbell? back-to-back.
Oh, yeah,
dollars.
Campbell, too.
I'm bargain shopping. Go ahead and give me both of those. I'll take both of those guys. They're already both on my squad anyway.
Yeah, and then
House.
House. Yeah, House. He's
Weather-
probably gonna get called up soon.
Romo Anthony, he shouldn't be $1 either. Painter shouldn't be $1.
Yeah, and then
catcher,
that last one.
Catcher of Paris, or for the Dodgers.
All right, so I did this, and I went Caminero. I went Salas, so I was already at $9, and then I moved over and picked up Marcelo Anthony for $1, so I was at 10, right? I mean, I was at $10, and then I grabbed Max Clark, and then I grabbed Walker Jenkins. So I was underneath the $24.
They gave us $24 on this one?
Yep.
Oh my goodness. And how many were we supposed to pick? 5?
Yep.
Sure
I did. I thought it was only 5, but maybe
is it $15? You sure it's $24?
No, it's $24. So I guess I could keep on spending, right? But I only did 5. How
would you build your team? Oh yeah. If you're doing 5, I mean, like, I don't know how you don't have Eldridge, Campbell. I would take Eldridge.
I could still add Campbell and Eldridge.
Yeah, I would take Eldridge, Campbell, Anthony, and Painter off the dollar rack. Give me that's $4 spent.
Yeah.
I'll take. Man, I don't know. I don't know if Camarero can stick at third. Because I would love to have him and Basallo. I mean, you're talking about just loading up the deal, but I would be a little bit of a homer. I would take the 2 lefties from the Sox. There's 9 more. I'm up to like $12. I've only spent half my roster, and I got 5 players already.
So if we do what? I mean, what? I guess
I would go Schultz, Smith, then I would go Eldridge, Campbell, Anthony, and Painter. So I've got 6 players, and I've spent $13.
Wow. Yeah. And you can still pick up a few more all the way up to 24.
Yeah. So like
you can still get Max Clark. You can still get Travis Bonzano.
I just want to show like what homework does for you. Like Matt Shaw, I drafted.
Yeah.
Eldridge, I drafted. Campbell, I picked up.
Yeah.
Eldridge, I drafted.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these guys were like unheard of probably at the time.
Yep. And then I picked up.
Also, too, MLB pipeline, man. Like I tell you, if I sell my company, like I'm coming for you. I'm coming for them. This is such biased BS. How is Caglione a $5 player?
Right.
And Charlie Condon a $2 player.
Yep.
Like, who makes this up? What intern is making this up, and how come somebody don't improve it?
Why is certain players even on this list? And this was what, 2 days ago, 3 days ago?
Yeah.
4 days ago. I mean, still.
Yeah. I mean, all right. It's a fun exercise. I like it, but I just can't believe the dollar rack. Like, dollar racks where I'd be shopping.
Yeah. The discount. It's a discount aisle.
Yeah. I mean,
and then it's like,
I'm not convinced Christian Campbell isn't.
Jeans.
I'm not convinced Christian Campbell and Eldridge aren't both. Campbell might be top 10, and I wouldn't be surprised if Eldridge got in top 25 dynasty draft picks next year.
All right, so they got out the inning. They gave up one more run.
Win.
They got one more run. I'll get the win. But
if they hold on.
But no quality star for.
That's the problem with Freddie, man. He reminds me of a lot of the pitcher the White Sox used to have. Looks great for a while, then falls apart. 5 2/3 seats. Like that's Freddie, man.
It was 5 2/3, and that's it. God damn it! And the pitch he gave to Goldie that got hit to the wall was just a hanger, and he just missed the spot, man. God damn it! But anyway, that's where we are with it. I hope everybody whoever took the time out to watch us on a holiday day, we appreciate you.
Yeah, and the same people that are hitting my DMs asking me questions, I love it. So please keep doing it. I enjoy it.
Yeah, hit his DMs.
I don't care if it's fantasy. I don't care if it's White Sox roster construction. I enjoy it. So hit it up.
Yeah, I mean, hit us in the comments. Hit us in, on Twitter. That's where we spend most of our time at anyway, on Twitter. And then just interact with us, man. We just gonna keep on doing what we're doing, keep it going, and just keep making this thing fun.
Yeah.
But we got some really good baseball games ready to come on. If you're not watching the Dodgers D-backs series, I don't know if you like baseball.
Yeah, you got to be watching. I mean, that's playoff atmosphere stuff right now.
It's been good every game, except last night was kind of funny because the D-backs just jumped all over that rookie.
Yeah, and then the other night when the Dodgers jumped up like 3 in the first inning, hit back to back to back, and all of a sudden the Diamondbacks had to lead. You're like, what happened here? Like, that was awesome.
I mean, and like I said, you're finna get Marte back. I got Corbin Carroll to finally wake up.
Yeah,
and I got Kyle Tucker coming back in fantasy. Like,
this
is a fun time to be a baseball fan. Like that
series
is amazing.
You and I are enjoying obviously the spots that we're in. No, we made the playoffs. No one a good chance we both got buys, and how we're gonna construct our teams, and probably good chance we end up playing each other for the title. Probably.
Yeah, should be fun. Should be fun.
I agree.
But thank you guys. We appreciate it. We about to cut the lights off in here, and we'll see y'all. A happy holiday. Be safe. If you're out there grilling, make sure that you shut the fire down before you walk in the house.
Yeah, don't keep it near the house either.
Yeah,
move it
away from the house. All that good stuff, and don't drink and drive. Please don't drink and drive if you're out, doing whatever. And thank you guys. Appreciate it. Eric, any last words?
No, man, I'm good. Talk to everybody soon.
All right, we're gonna cut the lights off in this biatch.